How to add advertisements in your Unity game. Follow these steps. Okay, so this is the basic Unity project. In order to add advertisements, make sure to change your target platform to Android, because advertisements don't work on a Windows, Mac, or anything like that. It only works on Android and iOS. I am currently using a Windows computer, so I will set it to Android. Make sure that you import the package. Link in description. You can download Google AdMob, which is the thing I recommend you. By the end of the video, I will show you why. Anyway, click the import button. Make sure to go to Google Mobile Ads settings and copy and paste the app ID. You can go to the AdMob documentation and use the test ID. Go to developer.google.com AdMob and copy the test ID and paste it here. Create an empty game object and name it Ad Manager. That will also be the script name. Open Visual Studio, and you basically need to copy the code and rearrange it until you see no errors. But the AdMob plugin needs to process during some time. This screen will pop up. Just press Enable and go to Mobile Ads External Dependency Manager and resolve it for Android by clicking Force Resolve. If you get this screen, this means you are ready for the next stage of the video. You should open Visual Studio, and that's the part that you are waiting for. But unlike previous tutorials, this tutorial will just use the code from the documentation. First of all, these lines are very important. Using Google Mobile Ads and Google Mobile Ads API. Introduce and initialize the Mobile Ads SDK. This line of code can introduce it in your project. Mobile Ads initialize. Initialization status, init status. This callback is called once the Mobile Ads SDK is initialized. So call the function in this way. This request banner. It's a banner ad. This request interstitial. This line of code calls the interstitial ad. And there is one more kind, rewarded ad. These three kinds of ads need to have a private object. Banner ads have the banner view object. You can call it banner view. Interstitial ads have the interstitial ad object. And for the rewarded ad, simply call it rewarded ad. I'm sorry because importing this code has caused this kind of error. I will need to fix the syntax somehow. This happens very often, so I need to skip the part until I fix the syntax. This was such an annoying bug in Visual Studio, so I don't know why is it happening. But don't worry, I will cut to the part where I have fixed that syntax problem. I will post the script file in the description, so you can download it after watching the video. You need to define the add unit ID as a string object. But be careful, you need to assign it somewhere. So copy the code from create banner view and add it here after the banner view. But you can also do it like this to call the function create banner view. If you get the error like public is invalid in private void. Now let's move to the interstitial ad. Locate the interstitial and get started. Interstitial ads are the full screen ads that cover the entire interface of your game. You need to use the same logic, but instead of saying banner view, say interstitial ad. I need to copy that part from the banner because I wasn't able to fix that annoying bug that was happening with those if, else, and if lines. And make sure that you change the add unit ID because it won't work if you don't change it. You need the parts in which you can show the interstitial ad. The same applies for banner and rewarded ads. I recommend you to use the ID from AdMob documentation. That's just a test ID that you would be using in development purposes. For the rewarded ads, the implementation is the same. You just need to see the code. The rewarded ads usually give reward to the player in a game, but the syntax that will load the rewarded ads will consist of some additional lines of code. Now use the code for show rewarded ad. Just make sure that it applies to the same name of how you called the rewarded ad before. Now save the script and go test the advertisements. In order to test the advertisements, I recommend you to add a button that will call the function. Import TMP essentials. Now I will speed up the process just to move that button to the center. In every button that will make every function for loading or removing the ads, simply go to onClick, click plus and drag the ad. Try to press the button. It works! Amazing! Now let's do the same with other kinds of ads. The interstitial and rewarded ads need to have the same function. Instead of saying load ad, say show interstitial, and for the rewarded ad, simply say show rewarded ad. Now try to play and see. The banner ad works. Wow, the interstitial ad. Nicely done. And the rewarded. It looks great. But when you export this game, you won't see these screens. You need to use the test ID. This is the last time I will say it in this video. Before publishing, change the IDs to the publishing IDs that you generated in AdMob. I will put the full description and the full tutorial on my Kozmobot website, so you could read the detailed explanation of every part of the video. I will be making more tutorials in the future, so have a good day.